G'day mates, welcome back to Should I Go? I'm Jake, your Aussie travel guide with a knack for finding the weirdest and wildest spots on the planet. Today we're taking a mystery tour across America, from humming deserts to ghost-infested hotels, and even something lurking under a Great Lake. These are the 11 most mysterious places in America. And let me tell you, some of these will make your head spin. Now, there are all kinds of mysterious places out there. Some are natural wonders. Others are man-made oddities. A few are haunted as heck, and at least one might involve aliens. Why do these spots fascinate us so much? Maybe because the unknown is just plain exciting, or we all secretly love a good ghost story around the campfire, eh? Stick around to see if your favorite mystery spot made the list, and maybe find a new one to add to your travel bucket list if you're brave enough. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Should I Go? For more adventures that help you decide on your next offbeat destination. Alright, strap in and let's get rolling. Let's unravel some mysteries. Okay, here we go. Number 11. Coming in at number 11 is the Winchester Mystery House in California, a mansion so bizarre that even its floor plan might be a paranormal puzzle. This 160-room Victorian monstrosity was built by Sarah Winchester, yes, of the Winchester rifle family, in the late 1800s. After a personal tragedy, she kept building and building to appease spirits she believed were haunting her. The result? Hallways that twist like a pretzel, staircases that lead straight into the ceiling, and doors that open into, well, solid walls. Legend has it Sarah thought constant construction would confuse the ghosts of those unlucky souls shot by Winchester rifles. Honestly, it's also confusing for living souls. You'll need breadcrumbs to find your way out of this place. Every window, turret, and secret passageway is designed to throw ghosts off the trail, and it might throw off your tour group too. It's like an M.C. Escher painting came to life and decided to start an endless home renovation project. Today you can take a tour of this wacky mansion. People swear it's haunted. Staff and visitors have reported footsteps in empty corridors and friendly, let's hope, ghostly apparitions roaming about. Should you go? If you're into spooky architecture and ghost stories, absolutely. Just watch your step on those trick stairs. You don't want to end up like a ghost yourself on the tour. Number 10 is Ringing Rocks Park in Pennsylvania, a place that really rocks, literally. Imagine hiking through the woods and stumbling onto a huge field of boulders. You pick up a hammer as you do, and give one a good whack, and bong! The rock rings like a bell. No, you haven't gone balmy. These rocks truly sing when struck. The whole area turns into nature's rock concert, and you don't even need a ticket, mate. Here's the mystery. Why on earth do they ring? Only about a third of the rocks in this 128-acre park chime with that metallic bell sound. Those are nicknamed the live rocks. The rest stay strangely silent, dead rocks. Back in the 1960s, some scientists were so puzzled they hauled in gear, smashed rocks, even had lunch on them, and discovered all the rocks actually produce sound, just some at frequencies humans can't hear. Dogs in the area were probably like, "Told you so, humans." Even stranger, nobody's quite sure how this boulder field ended up on a hill, instead of at the bottom of a valley where rocks usually gather. Mysterious, huh? These days, hundreds of visitors flock here with hammers in hand to play a tune on the stones. It's the one place you're encouraged to make some noise in nature. Just be careful, start banging the right rock, and you might accidentally summon the world's funkiest geology lesson. Next up, we leave the Ringing Rocks for some mind-bending vibes out west. For number 9, we're heading to the Arizona desert where things get a little twisted. Welcome to Sedona, home of the famous energy vortexes. Now, when I first heard vortex, I thought I might see a mini tornado whisking away kangaroos or something, but these vortexes are invisible. Spiritual whirlpools of energy that people swear can heal you, inspire you, or at least give you one heck of a meditative high. All around Sedona's brilliant red rock buttes, you'll find spots where the Earth's energy is said to be extra strong. How can you tell? Some say the juniper trees themselves twist and spiral toward the sky due to the energy. Basically, the trees are doing yoga. Others, Think hippies, spiritual seekers, and your aunt who's really into crystal healing flock here to meditate and soak up the good vibes. You might spot folks sitting blissfully on a cliff edge, eyes closed, humming either they've found inner peace or the view just left them speechless. Believers claim these vortexes can boost healing, spark creativity, and even balance your chakras. Skeptics say, nah mate, it's just a place with nice scenery where people think they feel something. Either way, Sedona is undeniably gorgeous and a little mystical. I gave it a go, stood in a vortex site trying to channel my inner zen. Did I feel the Earth's power? Well, I did feel pretty relaxed, though that might have been the result of hiking all afternoon. Whether you're a true believer or just after stunning desert views, Sedona's mysterious mojo makes it worth a stop. Let's keep this supernatural train rolling. Our number 8 mystery takes us to sunny Florida, where one tiny man built a massive castle of stone all by himself, supposedly using secrets of the universe. Welcome to Coral Castle, the ultimate monument to unrequited love and serious muscle power. In the 1920s, a heartbroken Latvian immigrant named Edward Līdzkalnis got dumped by his fiancée right before the wedding. Ouch. Most of us might drown our sorrows in ice cream, but Ed, he spent the next 20 years carving and constructing a castle out of giant coral rock, dedicated to his lost love. Talk about turning heartbreak into a hands-on project. Now, Ed was no heavyweight, about 5 feet tall and 100 pounds, yet he single-handedly moved 30-ton blocks like it was child's play. And he did it with only homemade tools, working in secret under cover of night. No one ever actually saw him hauling these megaliths. The result is an architectural marvel. Stone walls, towering obelisks, curved sofas, and even a giant stone moon garden. It's all precisely carved and positioned. How on earth did he do it? Some say Ed had mystical knowledge. He claimed he knew the secrets of the Egyptian pyramids, even built a mysterious black box device that might have helped lift the stones. Aliens, magnetism, pure willpower. We'll never know. Ed took the secret to his grave. Walking through Coral Castle, you can't help but marvel and scratch your head. It's like Florida's mini Stonehenge, except one guy built it out of lovesickness. Today it's open to visitors. You can sit on Ed's stone throne or ponder life at his massive heart-shaped table. But fair warning, you may leave with more questions than answers. Was it lost technology or just a really determined dude with too much free time? Either way, it's a mysterious masterpiece that proves sometimes heartbreak can move mountains, or at least a few dozen giant rocks. Next up at number 7, we check into someplace truly chilling. The Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum in West Virginia. Even the name sends shivers down your spine, doesn't it? Built in the 1800s, this massive stone hospital was originally meant to help folks with mental illness. But over the years, it turned into something straight out of a horror movie. Picture mile-long corridors, rusty bed frames, and the lingering echo of screams. You get the vibe, right? In its early days, around 1864, the asylum was state-of-the-art for mental health. For about 5 minutes. Fast forward to the 1950s, the place was severely overcrowded, crammed with almost 10 times the patients it was built for. Conditions got horrendous. We're talking no heat in winter, no AC in the sweltering summer, patients sleeping on floors and in closets. The staff were overwhelmed, and rumor has it some pretty gnarly things went down, from mistreatment to mysterious disappearances. It finally shut its doors in 1994. Yep, it stayed open until the 90s. West Virginia, what were you thinking? But here's where the mystery amps up. Many say the spirits of former patients still roam these halls. With all that tragedy and trauma imprinted on the building, it's become a hotbed for paranormal investigators and ghost hunters. Visitors on ghost tours. Yes, they run those now if you fancy a fright report, shadowy figures, eerie giggles, and doors slamming on their own. One legend tells of a little girl named Lily who died here and now plays hide-and-seek with guests. Cute and creepy, right? As an Aussie who loves a good ghost yarn, I had to see for myself. Let's just say wandering the asylum at night with a flashlight had me saying crikey more than once. If walls could talk, these ones would probably scream. Should you go? Only if you're brave and don't mind potentially sharing space with a spirit or two. At the very least, it'll make for a cracking good story to tell around the campfire. All right, deep breath. Time to leave the lunatics behind and head to our next locale. Coming in at number 6 is a place that's basically the ultimate paranormal playground, Skinwalker Ranch in Utah. Don't be fooled by the cute name. This ranch isn't about cowboys or cattle, well, except for the occasional cattle mutilation. The word Skinwalker comes from Navajo legend, referring to shape-shifting witches, and trust me, that's just the tip of the weirdness iceberg here. Over the years, Skinwalker Ranch has gained a reputation for every kind of creepy occurrence you can imagine. UFO sightings, check. Strange floating orbs of light, check. Werewolf-like creatures stalking the fields, big check. Mysterious voices, poltergeist activity, unexplained explosions underground, you name it, someone's reported it. At one point, a family that lived here in the 90s claimed they kept encountering glowing-eyed beasts, invisible forces messing with their cattle, and even objects in their house moving on their own. It got so bad, a team of scientists and investigators moved in to study the place, probably with their lights on 24/7. Honestly, Skinwalker Ranch is like the X-Files. Ghostbusters and National Geographic got together and said, let's throw a party. If one type of phenomenon doesn't freak you out, don't worry, there's plenty more to try. Even the researchers left with more questions than answers. Some blame it on ancient curses or say it's a portal to another dimension. Skeptics think it's overhyped or even a hoax. Either way, the ranch is locked up pretty tight these days under new ownership, so you can't just wander in for a casual visit. Probably for the best. We don't need anyone getting abducted mid-vacation. As someone who's seen his fair share of strange critters in the Australian outback, I tip my hat to Skinwalker Ranch. This place takes the weirdness crown. If you're ever in Utah and you feel the hairs on your neck stand up, who knows? You might be closer to the ranch than you think. Ready to trade aliens and shapeshifters for a stiff drink? Me too. Let's head to a bar. A haunted one, of course. But first, a quick request to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks, mates. Okay, number 5 is the White Eagle Saloon in Portland, Oregon. Proof that even afterlife spirits enjoy a good pub now and then. This place opened back in 1905 and has lived many lives. It's been a saloon, a hotel, a brothel, a blues club, you name it. Locals even nicknamed it Bucket of Blood in the old days, which tells you it saw its share of bar brawls and maybe worse. Plenty of colorful characters passed through, and apparently a few never left. The saloon's history comes with a side of sinister. There are tales of a prostitute who was murdered by a jealous lover on the second floor, and a bartender who got stabbed after hours. If that's not enough, beneath the bar lie tunnels once used to Shanghai drunk patrons, basically kidnapping unlucky barflies and dragging them through underground passages to the waterfront, where they'd wake up on a ship in the middle of the ocean. Worst hangover ever, right? With a past like that, it's no wonder people say ghosts haunt the White Eagle. Staff and guests have reported all sorts of paranormal shenanigans, unseen hands shoving them, phantom footsteps on the stairs, apparitions of a lady in white floating through walls. One waitress swore an invisible force once carried her right down the basement steps, presumably to those spooky tunnels. And more than a few drunk patrons have claimed they saw a ghost. Though let's be honest, sometimes spirits in a glass can make you see spirits in the room. The White Eagle Saloon is still rocking today as a music venue and pub, so you can actually visit for a pint and live tunes. Enjoy the blues band, and maybe say hi to the resident ghosts while you're at it. Just keep an eye on your buddies. If someone goes missing after their 4th beer, check the basement tunnels before assuming they Ubered home. This saloon serves up booze with your booze, making it a must-see for mystery lovers in Portland. Next, we're trading dive bar ghosts for some Hollywood glamour and ghoulies. Lights, camera, apparition. At number 4, we have the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel, one of Tinseltown's most famous haunts. Literally. This luxury hotel opened in 1927 during Hollywood's golden era, hosting the likes of Marilyn Monroe, Charlie Chaplin, and other silver screen icons. But apparently, some of those stars loved it so much, they never checked out, even after death. The Roosevelt's ghost roster reads like a Hollywood Walk of Fame. The most famous specter here is Marilyn Monroe herself. Legend says Marilyn's spirit still hangs out in her old suite, and guests have reported catching a glimpse of her blonde reflection in a mirror. Imagine brushing your teeth and seeing Marilyn over your shoulder giving you style tips, spooky and fabulous at the same time. There's also talk of the ghost of Montgomery Clift, who supposedly still practices his trumpet in the hallways of the 9th floor. Guests have complained of unexplained trumpet music at odd hours. Personally, I'd take that over a neighbor blasting the TV, but it's still creepy when the musician's been dead for 50+ years. And it's not just celebrity ghosts. A little ghost girl named Caroline is rumored to roam the corridors, giggling and calling out to guests before vanishing. If a kid ever tries to lure you into a hotel hallway at 3 a.m., do not follow, mate. That's horror movies 101. The lobby, the mirrors, the old elevators. Every corner of this hotel has a spooky story or two. Despite, or because of, its haunted reputation, the Roosevelt is still a functioning hotel, so you can stay the night if you're feeling brave. Ghosts aside, it's a stunning building with a rich history. It even inspired the design of Disney's Tower of Terror ride. So should you go, for ghost hunters and classic movie buffs, it's a double win. Just be ready to rub elbows with a spirit by the pool, or share an elevator with someone who might not be, among the living. On the bright side, if you see a celebrity and get tongue-tied, you can always blame it on them being a ghost. Alrighty, from Hollywood glitz, we journey to a quiet New Mexico town with an unusual claim to fame. Number 3 isn't a building or a thing you can see. It's something you hear, if you're one of the lucky ones, that is. Welcome to Taos, New Mexico, home of the Taos hum.
Wait, a hum?
That's right, a hum, as in a constant low-frequency droning sound that about 2% of people in Taos can hear, and 98% think you're making up. Imagine the sound of a distant diesel engine idling that never stops. Day and night, humming away, making a few folks absolutely bonkers. The weird part is nobody knows what causes it. Engineers, scientists, even the locals have all put their thinking caps on. But the Taos hum remains an unsolved auditory mystery. Some suspect it's the unique acoustics of the desert or distant factories. Others go full X-Files and blame secret government projects or UFO base stations underground. One theory even suggested it's mass hysteria or a form of collective tinnitus. Try telling a Taos local it's all in their head after they've had years of sleepless nights. Yikes. People have tried everything to drown it out. One resident supposedly blasted music. I heard one story of a guy who played AC/DC's Back in Black on repeat to cover the hum. Did it work? Well, he couldn't hear the hum. But now he can't get those riffs out of his head either. Others have embraced it. If you can't beat 'em, hum along, they joke. The hum has been described differently by everyone. A buzz, a whir, a throbbing drone, which only adds to the confusion. They even conducted a survey and found no consensus at all. So if you visit Taos, you might experience one of the weirdest things, a mystery sound that might drive you up the wall, or you might not hear at all. Try sitting quietly on a porch at night and listen. Do you catch a faint rumble that you just can't pinpoint? Congrats, I think. You've joined the Hum Club. If you hear nothing, hey, enjoy the tranquility and beautiful desert stars. Either way, Taos is a lovely, artsy town, just with an extra layer of what the heck is that noise. Now let's move from an invisible mystery to something very solid and ancient up in California. Our runner-up, number 2, is a mystery built in stone, the East Bay Mystery Walls of California. Scattered through the hills east of San Francisco is a network of old stone walls, some sections stretching for miles, others just tiny fragments. They're not especially tall or fortress-like, only about 3 feet high, but they've been quietly puzzling people for well over a century. Who built them? Why? And why just leave them all over the place? The walls are made of stacked rocks, some as small as a basketball, others weighing hundreds of pounds. In some spots, they look carefully constructed. In others, they're a hodgepodge pile, like whoever was building said, good enough, and went for a sandwich. Archaeologists can't even pin down an exact age. Estimates range from over 200 years old to maybe 500 plus. That's a big gap. They could predate European settlement, or be from the Spanish ranch era, or something else entirely. Over the decades, plenty of theories have been thrown around. Perhaps Native Americans built them for unknown ceremonies, or early Chinese explorers built a mini Great Wall of California, because practice makes perfect. One colorful theory suggests they're remnants of Lemuria, a legendary lost continent meaning ancient civilizations might have left their mark. Now we're really diving deep into the rabbit hole. More practical folks think the walls might have been old ranching fences to corral livestock. But if so, they're the weirdest fences ever. They don't form any clear enclosures. It's like someone started building a pen for sheep and then got bored and wandered off, leaving random walls everywhere. And why lug massive boulders up these hills for a fence? CrossFit 1800s edition? Holes in every theory, mysteries around every corner. What's cool is you can still hike around the East Bay Hills and literally touch this unsolved mystery. You'll find moss-covered stones arranged in lines, cutting through woods and over mountaintops, with spectacular bay views in the background. It's oddly peaceful. You and an ancient enigma for company. Just don't expect any informational plaques explaining it. There are none, because nobody truly knows the story. Sometimes it's nice to have a little mystery, right? Still, if any of you figure it out, let me know. I've got a few sleepless nights invested in this one. Hey, a quick break before I get to the top spot. Please like this video and subscribe to Should I Go, so I can keep making videos like this one. It helps a lot and I appreciate it. And now, drum roll please, the #1 most mysterious place in America is coming right up. And finally, #1, a mystery so out there it's underwater. Meet the so-called underwater Stonehenge in Lake Michigan. That's right, folks. Stonehenge isn't just in England. America has one too. It's just 40 feet below the lake's surface, because we like to make our mysteries extra challenging to find. A few years back, archaeologists mapping Lake Michigan with sonar stumbled on a curious formation of massive rocks on the lakebed, arranged in a circular pattern. As if that isn't wild enough, one of the stones appeared to have a carving of a mastodon. You know, those shaggy, elephant-like creatures from the Ice Age. Considering mastodons went extinct over 10,000 years ago, that suggests this site could be really old, possibly dating back to when Lake Michigan's basin was dry or frozen, and humans, yes, prehistoric people, roamed there. If true, we're talking about an ancient site that predates the pyramids. Of course, my first thought was mastodon carving or Snuffleupagus from Sesame Street. Hey, maybe ancient artists had a sense of humor too. But whatever it is, it's definitely something. The discovery set off a flurry of theories. Could it have been a hunting ground where early hunters used stones to corral animals? A ceremonial site built by a lost civilization? Or did aliens decide to plop a Stonehenge in our Great Lakes for funsies? One practical idea is that it might have been a game drive structure, basically a funnel to herd and trap game built when the lake was dry. That lines up with the carving of a big game animal. Still, why make it look like Stonehenge? Coincidence or intentional? The plot thickens. Unfortunately, unless you're a diver with scuba gear and really thick wetsuit, you can't visit this site in person. It's chilly down there. Most of us have to satisfy our curiosity with grainy underwater photos and our imagination. The researchers are continuing to investigate when weather permits, but so far, underwater Stonehenge keeps its secrets. To me, the idea that something so old and intriguing is just sitting at the bottom of a lake is mind-blowing. It's a reminder that there are still mysteries hiding in plain, or in this case, murky sight, waiting to be discovered. Who knows what else is down there under the waves? So there you have it, an underwater enigma worthy of the top spot on our list. From ringing rocks and vortexes to ghostly inns and ancient walls, we've circled the country and dipped underwater, all in the name of mystery. And that's a wrap, mates. 11 mind-boggling mysterious places across America. Honestly, I'm equal parts spooked and amazed right now. How about you? Which of these mysterious places was your favorite? Have you been to any of them? Or did we maybe inspire your next wild road trip? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your stories or even theories if you've got an idea about those weird walls or that humming sound. If you enjoyed this mysterious journey, do us a solid and hit that like button. It really helps the channel and my ego, let's be honest. And don't forget to subscribe to Should I Go for more fun travel guides to the world's most interesting, offbeat, and downright unbelievable destinations. We're all about helping you decide if a place is worth the trip, even if it might give you the heebie-jeebies. Thanks for watching, folks. Until next time, keep exploring, keep embracing the unknown, and remember, sometimes the journey is the destination, especially when it's this mysterious. Stay curious, stay adventurous, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers!